Hi, this is David Lamb. We're going to start the review. Again, thank you for everyone joining us. As we've mentioned in the flyer, we've got a number of new, a new app to help do product registrations, and James Miracle, who's one of our regional managers, will be walking us through that, and some of the new tools. But first we're going to start with Rick Nortz, who is on the utility programs part of Mitsubishi, and he's going to show you how to look at rebates that are available to your location. And I do want to say that at the moment we are significantly underperforming on claiming rebates from PECO. And if we don't have a good year this year, PECO will probably remove the rebates for split systems. So it is important that we start to claim those rebates. Not only will it help you discount your price and give the homeowners better value, but if we don't, that money will be moved to something else like lighting programs. So it is beholden to all of the people in PECO to start to use those rebates, or we can kiss them goodbye by the end of this year. I'm now going to put Rick Nortz on the call.
Thank you, David. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Rick Nortz. I am in the Strategic Account Group with Mitsubishi Electric. I primarily work with utilities in the Northeast and the Southeast on developing and enhancing rebate programs. So one of the things that we've done recently is in October of 2016, we launched a new tool, a Rebate Locator tool, to help really pretty much everybody identify rebates in your area. So the idea of the tool was for customers, contractors, and salesmen in the home to be able to identify rebates quickly and without any confusion. So the tool is a customer-facing tool. It's already live on our website. I'm going to demonstrate it in just a moment. It's a company that we hired. It's called Eco Rebates, and they are constantly going and updating this every 30 to 45 days. So part of the problem that we were running into, and why Mitsubishi couldn't do this on our own, is there's over 3,000 utilities nationwide. So they're surveying all of these utilities every 30 to 45 days. And they're really providing us with some good information. Really, they're identifying who has programs. And here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we're blessed with some pretty good programs around the area. Delaware doesn't have anything, but they are working on things. We're hoping that in 2017 we're going to be able to launch something in Delaware. And so it helps us identify who has programs, but it also helps us identify who doesn't have programs, which is also very helpful for Mitsubishi. So that's one other utility that we can target. So after this webinar, what you should do is you should explore the rebate centers so that you understand everything about rebates in your area. It's really important that you are the expert for the rebate program for the towns that you serve. And because in some areas you might need pre-approval, or in some areas maybe it has to replace electric heat, or it has to replace a heat pump. I don't think we have that as much here in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. That might be more for other parts of the country. And then maybe in other areas, maybe there's a new program being introduced that can be used with another program. Things that are not in the rebate program, okay, we don't list any kind of low interest financing that's available, and we don't list any commercial programs. For example, First Energy has a commercial program that if you go on the First Energy website, where they give rebates for residential product that's installed in commercial applications. So I think it's about a $200 rebate. So there is information on the website. If you can't find it, I'll make sure that I get some information to David, and so that we can get that information out to you. Tax credits. So this is pretty important to discuss, and anything that was installed in 2016 is eligible for a tax credit. That qualify for a tax credit, obviously. It was not renewed for anything, so not for ductless, not for geothermal, not for any HVAC. So anything that you've done in the last couple of days will not qualify for a tax credit. Now, There's a possibility that this could be renewed. I don't believe very high on anybody's priority list, so the chances of it being renewed are probably pretty low. But pay attention. We'll make sure that if it does get renewed, the word gets out. But it is on our website. I'll show you in a moment when I demonstrate. We have a tab to show you where there's information about tax credits. So for most rebate programs, there's really one website that you really need to know about is the AHRI directory, because that's where you get AHRI certificates. So I'm not going to spend much time demonstrating that website, but I am going to show you what it looks like. So right here's the AHRI directory. Right? So if we click on that, it gives you a choice of different products. So the ductless mini-split products are going to be down here under the variable speed mini-split and multi-split air conditioner, which really only applies for New Jersey. They do offer rebates for the air conditioning mini-splits there. But for most other areas, you got the variable speed mini-split and multi-split heat pump directory. So if we were to click on that, there's some different information that you can put in, but right here you'll put in the manufacturer, and if you go way down, you'll find Mitsubishi Electric, where it will only list Mitsubishi Electric products. So now what I want to do is I want to demonstrate our website, the Rebate Locator. Once again, this is available on our website, so MitsubishiComfort.com. Most of you should have been there before, and this is what it will look like if you click there. And then up here on the top rows, you'll see rebates and financing. So if we click on rebates and financing, what we will do is you come down here and you will type in your local zip code. Now, if you're using this on a phone, or if you're using this in your office, it will actually geolocate to your local zip code. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate different zip codes and to show you the kind of rebates and the kind of information that's available, I'm just going to go ahead and search the zip code that just popped up for 19422. So this is for right here in Bluebell where I am doing this webinar, and there's a $385 rebate available. So as of last week, really December 31st, this would have actually said $685 because it was listing the tax credit. Now, as soon as that tax credit was no longer available, they went ahead and they took it off. So on this, so for this $385, if you want to see, okay, how do we get to that, right? So you go over here to details. You click on details, and it's going to tell you, okay, Pico Energy, that's the utility that's offering the rebate, and it's anything bought after June 1st of 2016 and before 12/31/2017. That actually, the program could possibly change on June 1st, 2017, so we'll pay attention to that, and the program will be updated. This right here, claim within 90 days of purchase. So David just mentioned that the Pico territory is pretty light on the ductless rebate applications. If you look back at your installs, anything that you've done since October, you can submit the rebate paperwork for your customers, or you can just send them the information and they can submit the rebate paperwork for themselves. So if you were to have, in this case, put in a 4C36HZ, okay, so that's $330 a rebate, or a 5C42HZ with non-ducted units, $385. It's a good excuse to call a customer to tell them that they have money coming to them, especially if they didn't know that it was coming. So additional information, if you come over here to rebate details, it really digs into the specifics of a rebate program. As I mentioned earlier, it's really important that you know all of this, okay, that what is required. The majority of the time, the programs are very easy, especially after you've done a couple. So one of the things that David just pointed out, Pico and only Pico, they have a per ton rebate, but they round up to the nearest ton. So if it was they round up to the nearest half ton. So if it was a 15,000 BTU unit, they're going to round up to 18,000 BTUs. Or if it's a Mxc 2C20, they're going to round it up to 24,000 BTUs. So the good news for you is that the customer will never be disappointed. They would only get a bigger rebate than they were expecting. But that is something that's important for you guys to know. So all of this information is important. I'm going to just go ahead and up and demonstrate a different utility. So I'll demonstrate New Jersey. So 08110. So in New Jersey, the rebates are, $500. Okay, so New Jersey, these are going to always appear in the order of the highest rebate to the lowest rebate. In New Jersey, all of the rebates are the same, so it really doesn't matter. But I'll go ahead and click on details again. Okay, so in this case, it's PSEG, and then go down into the rebate details. So in this case, they say you have 180 days to submit, so that's pretty good. There are a couple of other requirements in New Jersey, Manual J and Manual S, that gets a little bit confusing. But once again, Clear Result manages that program. So if you have any questions about it, you can either call them or reach out to me. My contact information will be at the end of this presentation. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that you can also use this on your phone. So if you had a service tech or a salesman or the owner in a customer's home, you can look up a rebate on your phone, and this is exactly what it would look like. I did this on my phone last night and just took some snapshots of it. The nice thing is, I'll point out on here, so right here is where you put your zip code. You can filter things out. So if you just want to see heat pumps, you can put in heat pumps or cooling only. If you just want to see cooling only, if you just want to see multi-zones, you could filter out multi-zones, or come down here, you could actually filter out only the product that you're in the house presenting to the customer. And then over here, it would list whatever the information that is applicable to your area. And all of the same information is available on your phone as is available on the website. Okay, so the next thing really is to use this in the sales process. So our most successful contractors use rebates. They use it every day. They make sure that they present it on every application. On every proposal. On a national basis, only 30% of consumers even know about rebates. So when you're talking, in New Jersey, $500 that's available, or in some of the PPL territories, there's up to $700 that's available on certain products. That's a good amount of money that people should know about. So if you know it and someone else doesn't, then that's going to give you a leg up. And the other thing you could do is when you make the appointment, your customer service person could actually look up their zip code and send them a link saying, hey, here's the rebates that are available for this product in your area. And anybody who's ever attended Weldon Long, he has a great saying. He says, you should get paid for what you know. And if you know about your local rebates and the other 70% of contractors out there aren't even presenting them, then the chances of you winning the job are that much higher. So here's my contact information with my email address and my phone. I'd probably recommend that if there's some information that you need, shoot me an email, and I'll get back the information. I'll either go through your area manager or directly to you. You can also call your area managers or email your area managers also. Thank you, and have a great day, and James is up next.
Thanks, Rick. I'm going to leave Rick's contact information up there for a second. Happy New Year, everyone. My name's James Murick. I'm the area manager for Eastern and Central PA. My counterpart, Ryan Flynn, handles Southern Jersey, Philadelphia territory, as well as Delaware. So if everybody has Rick's contact info, I'm going to dig into some of the warranty programs we have going into 2017. They were launched about mid-year in 2016, so we'll start with the JBA Extended Labor Warranty Program. The JBA and Associates Extended Labor Warranty Program launched in July of 2016. We partnered with JBA and Associates because we found that they were a very reputable insurance company with affordable pricing, which was the one knock by some of our previous programs. It is an online program. I mentioned the affordable pricing, which we'll discuss in a second. Extremely fast claims within 24 to 48 hours as you as a contractor. It handles multiple repairs, and a neat function of this program here is the consumer has up to 2 years to purchase a contract from JB & Associates. And it is backdated, so in the event you have an installation that was done in 2015, you have the ability to reach out to that consumer and see if they're interested in purchasing a contract. So what's in it for you as the contractor and the consumer? There is no deductible, covers all equipment. Neat little feature here, it is free to transfer. It is a transferable contract from one homeowner to the next. So it's a selling feature that you might want to mention in the event you were offering these contracts going forward. It's a fixed cost on repairs. There is no labor charge, diagnostic charge, refrigerant charge. There is no limit on repairs. Everything is pretty cut and dry in the program, as you'll see here in a second. So in terms of how the labor payouts and labor rates work, you guys get to choose your labor rate. That's the key to this program, and what makes it unique is it's up to you guys where you want to be. $90, $125, or $150 are the three labor rates you get to choose from, and based on the labor rate that you choose, it's going to dictate the type of pricing on the contract. Obviously, the higher the labor rate, the more expensive the contract will be. You guys get, as a contractor, a ship charge of $65, and in the event there is a refrigerant service to be performed, you also get $55 in refrigerant recovery, as well as $7.50 per pound of refrigerant. There is a small parts markup that you can integrate as well, and there is a flat labor rate schedule for each service to be performed. Small electrical and mechanical components to be replaced end up being about 1 hour of labor reimbursement, whereas the most expensive job, a compressor replacement, ends up being about 4 hours. So for instance here, guys, if you are addressing a compressor replacement and you went with a $150 labor rate on this specific contract, you could be looking upwards of a $900 labor reimbursement for that job. And for the contractors on the call that are self-insuring for 1, 2 years, upwards of 5 years that I see out in the field, you certainly don't want to have that exposure. This is an opportunity for you guys to get reimbursed for your time. Pricing, it is a tier pricing program, and if you sign up or you have signed up, you should already have a price book based on your diamond contractor tier. I do have some non-diamond contractor pricing listed up here just as an example, and a 10-year parts and labor for a non-diamond contractor who chose a $90 labor rate for a single zone 12,000 BTU split ends up being about $235. $150 labor rate on that same job ends up being $415 to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at here. Same deal with a tri-zone down below. $90 labor rate, you're looking at $389 versus $687 if you end up going with a $150 labor rate. Signing up for the program is pretty painless. There is a dedicated website for Mitsubishi on this program, meus.jbandassociates.biz. If you're not already signed up for the program, please feel free to write down that URL. That's how you're going to get started. You log into the site. Give you a second there. Once you log into the site, you're going to hit click Get Started, and then they'll be able to walk you through the program. It's pretty quick and simple, guys. You plug in your contact information, your company info, and I think within 24 hours you're up and running, and you're able to offer extended labor contracts through the program. If you have any more questions on the JBA & Associates program, please feel free to reach out to myself and or your local Pierce TM. Going forward, we have a brand new product registration site. The URL for that site is www.registermehvac.com. In years past, we had MitsubishiComfort.com for non-diamond contractors, as well as the extranet for our diamond contractors, which is critical for DCs that are on the call. We do track warranty registrations, especially now that we're in a tiered diamond contractor program, to determine what levels you will be in for the next calendar year. So keep that in mind going forward. But there's the registration site. This is a URL as well as an app-based program. So if you were to go on your smart device right now under the App Store, this is critical that you write this down here, register space MEHVAC will get you the app to pop up on the App Store. It has to be register space MEHVAC for it to pop up. Otherwise, you'll be searching there for a bit. While you're on the site, it allows for online registrations as well as the app registration. It's open to all contractors, and even the consumers have the ability to go in here and register the equipment. While we highly recommend that you as the contractor do it for them, they do have the ability to go in and do it themselves. Again, I mentioned the website and the app. There are a couple short tutorials, video tutorials, once you are registered and on the site to help you navigate. It's pretty quick and painless. The one feature that we like that we added here, in years past you didn't have the ability for warranty lookup. You literally had to make a phone call or two either to the local distributor and or to Suwanee, Georgia to find out whether or not the equipment you were servicing was under warranty. That is no longer the case. You have that ability yourselves. And last but not least, once you register a system, you will get an email confirmation of the registration as well as a PDF copy or a PDF certificate of the equipment registration, which you then can save to your computer, email to the consumer, and in the event you put the consumer's email address on while you're registering that system, they too will get that email confirmation. So again, guys, assuming you're a first-timer here, you will have to create an account. You'll use your email address as well as a dedicated password that you come up with, and then you'll have access to training videos on how to navigate the site, and you'll have full access for warranty lookup and registrations. Upon initial registration for you as the contractor, the one critical point I want to point out here, guys, company name. When you start typing your company name in that block, you should automatically populate at least with a couple options of companies to choose from. If your company name does not automatically pop up once you spell it completely out, do not fret. Stop what you're doing, and I would call myself and or your local Pierce TM. We would just want to make sure you're in our system at that point. You can force the registration through for your company, but we will have to go in after the fact to make sure you're aligned and we're tracking the registrations at that point. So that should be done for anybody on the call. If you've dealt with Mitsubishi within the last 2 months or any amount of time beyond that, you should be good to go. Once your account is set up, you create your username and password, and you're officially on the site. Obviously, if your company did pop up on that registration link that I just showed you, we will be tracking your registrations. As a diamond contractor, the system then automatically knows that you get the prorated 12 and 12 warranty. For any non-diamond contractors, the system will know that you get the prorated 10 and 10 warranty. So here we are. We're logged into the site. You'll see product registration, warranty lookup, profile, and contact us. Product registration is what you will hit to get in to perform an initial product registration for a system. And this is applicable for both M&P registrations as well as our City Multi-VRF commercial product line. The registration, again, is pretty simple. It's much like anything else you've been used to in the past. You go ahead and plug in the consumer information. If you do plug in the consumer email address on the site here, they will get a confirmation email once the registration is complete. So we highly recommend that you do plug that in there. If you don't, you as the contractor will receive the confirmation, and then certainly you can forward the certificate to the homeowner after the fact. Once you go in and start entering models and serial numbers, the model numbers are just like your contractor name that I mentioned at the beginning. It'll auto-populate model numbers to choose from. In the event you don't have model numbers memorized, you pick the model number of choice and then enter the serial number. And what you're seeing here is an invalid serial number, obviously, for an associated outdoor. We have the models and serial numbers tagged together in the system, so in the event you miskey something on either one, it'll show up as invalid, and then you have to change the information. Now, there's an asterisk here on my end I want you guys to be aware of. There were a few models and serial numbers that got entered on our end incorrectly, and there have been some invalid relationships on models and serial numbers taken right from a product tag or a distributor invoice. In the event that happens, guys, go ahead and force the registration through. What you end up getting is an email after the fact stating they need either the distributor invoice copy and or a picture of the tag off of the unit. And within 24 to 48 hours, from my experience, we will get that done for you. You'll get the confirmation for the registration as well as the consumer. That's what a warranty certificate looks like, as well as the email confirmation. The one thing I'll point out here is you will get a designated warranty ID number, which you can then utilize that or the model and serial number relationship for the warranty lookup feature. Speaking of warranty lookup, jumping in again, warranty number comes with the registration email. You also can use the model and serial numbers off the units themselves, and it'll determine whether or not you have a registered system and if it's under warranty or not. Moving forward into the app, this is a neat little feature here. It's an app-based product registration. It's tethered to our URL site. So in the event you have install techs or service techs, for the install techs, they can begin product registration or complete product registration on site. But if they do, let's say, plug in the model and serial numbers of the equipment, they can then save the information and the admin office can then finalize the registration for the consumer. For the service techs out there, they have a QR reader. Once they hit the QR reader and scan the code on any one of our outdoor units or indoor units, they have the ability then to see whether or not the equipment's under warranty. Again, guys, if you have any further questions on the new registration site, please feel free to give me a call. And for the DCs out there, it is absolutely imperative that you are registering the equipment. We do look at that to determine DC levels going into the new year. A couple quick tools we want to go over and review. The design tool, Mxc Design Tool, hopefully everyone's aware of this tool. It's been out for almost a year and a half. I will point out it was recently updated in December. The updates include the new multi-zone -2 outdoors, as well as the EF designer units and KJ floor console units. They are incorporated in here, so we have the entire breadth of the M&P series product line as it's applicable to the multi-zone systems for anything that was launched in 2016. If you don't or you haven't received that update for December, please let me know. Either myself, David Lamb, or your local Pierce TM will get you the information ASAP. Energy Estimator. This is a great opportunity for you guys, if you haven't seen this before, to have those return on investment conversations to determine, hey, here's your existing system, Mrs. Homeowner, and what it's supposedly costing you, depending on how you operate the system, and here's what the proposed Mitsubishi solution is going to save you going forward. This was also updated, I believe, in November to allow you to incorporate multiple Mitsubishi systems into a house with, let's say, larger heating and cooling loads. That is one change that the older versions did not have. So again, if you do not have this updated version of the Energy Estimator with the multiple non-hyperheat or multiple hyperheat tab options, please let me know and we'll get you the information. Residential System Builder, guys, mentioned the design tool. That was the last update for the design tool that I'm aware of going forward. There will not be another update in 2017, regardless of what new equipment's launched. We will be shifting everybody to Residential System Builder, and while we're still working through a couple of tweaks of the app itself, which is only available on a tablet or a tablet-based computer, I do want to make mention of some of the highlights of what you'll have access to. Pretty neat little app. It mirrors that of the design tool, although it's more of an app-based live feature than a spreadsheet-based system. It's specific to design of multi-zone systems, and it takes you step-by-step through the procedure to include locations, creating individual zones, inputting heating and cooling loads. This does not mean that it provides load calc software into the app. You will have to provide individual loads, but you can incorporate that to make sure the individual indoor units are sized correctly for the loads that you provide. You have the ability to select indoor units and match them to the appropriate outdoors. Select accessories to include terminal block kits and whatnot. And with the incorporation of the ambient temperatures and pipe lengths that you choose in the system, it will auto-calculate the capacity D rates, much like the design tool, the spreadsheet design tool, has done in years past. Last but not least, again, a neat little feature here, guys. Once the system is completely designed and you have everything incorporated, you then have the ability straight out of the app to email your local Pierce TM or local Pierce Inside salesperson so that they can give you an appropriate quote for the equipment accessories on the project. Stay tuned on that, guys. I will personally give you guys a heads up as to when this program is completely up and running with no tweaks necessary, and we'll be off and running with it. Stay tuned. Compatibility charts. Guys, we launched a lot of equipment in 2016 on the M&P series side. Okay, on every one of the outdoor units, there should be a tab on MyLink Drive, the contractor resource site that you're intimately familiar with at this point. There'll be updated compatibility charts that incorporate all of the new equipment. So if there's an outdoor unit, especially in the multi-zone side, that you're questioning whether or not it can take, let's say, an older version of an indoor unit still on the shelf at Pierce Stups, that compatibility chart for that outdoor unit should clear that questions up in your head. If you have any further questions ever on matching up systems, please feel free to give me a call. Finish up with the new flight website, guys. This is specific to the diamond contractors out there. In years past, we had what was called the Creative Center on the extranet, which was our diamond contractor site. We are slowly but surely rotating a few things off of the extranet, and we're beginning with Flight, which is our new digital asset library. There's a specific URL for this. It is mitsubishi.ken2flight.com. If you're a diamond contractor and you're not yet signed up for this site, please let me know, let David know, let your local Pierce TM know, and we'll get you signed up accordingly. You will create a username, password, and an account info. But before you can complete the registration, it will ask for an invitation code that I will have to provide you to get up and running. There was a generic invitation code to get it up and running for everybody that has since expired. So again, if you're not signed up for the Flight Digital Asset Library, where you can get logos, PDF copies of any of our literature and brochures, any type of creative elements like banners, statement stuffers, anything of the sorts will be on this site going forward. We'd love to get you signed up ASAP if you're not already done so. Guys, if you don't have my contact info, please feel free to write it down now. Again, James Murick, I'm the area manager for Eastern and Central PA. Here's my cell and email. And before we go any further and finish up with everybody, I just want to thank you for 2016, guys. It was a complete success. It's a testament of your efforts and the growth of the product line itself. And going into 2017, guys, Rick made mention of the geothermal tax credit going away. There's no anticipation of that coming back anytime soon. So we feel as though we're positioned to be the replacement for any of those geothermal opportunities that have been had over the last 4 years. So keep that in mind as you're targeting new customers or existing customers for that matter. We feel as though we're a great fit going forward. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
If you have any questions and you want to ask them now, if you want to just go to the question box and just open that and type it in, then we'll take those questions. Hopefully everyone can hear this clearly. I know there was maybe a little issue at the beginning for someone. Don't be scared. It's okay to post a question.
I have a question for Rick while I'm in the office here. Rick, for the rebates, if you are using your smart device or your phone, is it an app on the App Store, or is it just tethered to the phone and it will automatically navigate what you're trying to do?
Yeah, that's a really good question because it is not an app. So apps have to be approved by Apple or whoever approves Android apps. This is strictly a website that is optimized to work on your phone or your iPad. So what you can do is, you know, I've actually saved the URL to my home screen on my phone. And when you do that, it automatically goes to that one page on our website. So if you don't know how to do that, I'll show David and James how to do it right now in case they don't know how to do it. And that way, if you ever have a question on how to drop it on your home screen, you can go ahead and do that.
All right, we actually have a question. Is the login for Flight the same as the extranet login?
The login for Flight is not the same as your extranet login, username, and password. You actually have to create a new account, which would be nice for some of you guys that have pretty wicked passwords for the extranet. I know I'm one of them. But upon initial registration of that site, you'll plug in your contractor information. You will create your username and password that you choose, and then you'll need that invitation code to get finalized for the site.
Okay. I think on the basis that there are no more questions, we're going to end the webinar, so thank you very much for your time. Again, one of the things I hope people in the PICO region have got out of this is we really want to start using those rebates. It helps us sell more. And if we don't use those rebates, then PICO, they just look at rebates as portfolios on energy-saving returns. And if we're not using the money, people like the lighting folk use the money real well, and it will go there, and we'll use that advantage. We'll lose that advantage that we have. So hopefully people found this helpful, and let's have a great 2017. Thank you. Bye.